It's difficult, especially when you're younger. You tend to stretch yourself a little thin, a lot of different things and events going on in life, and it's hard to really focus and to do the job and to be the best you can for the children if you're not at your best, if you're just tired and you're stressed out, and it's extremely difficult. This is not a job or a field that you can be in if you're not emotionally, mentally, or physically all there. It's extremely difficult, extremely. So you have to make that time. You have to take care of yourself, because if you can't take care of them. And they're not able to take care of themselves yet, so who will?
If I am feeling stressed, we do something called STAR, where it's stop, take a deep breath, and relax. And I have the children do that too. I will ding my STAR wand, and everybody stars, and we take a deep breath before we clean up. And that's another transition thing so that they know what's coming next. But walking away sometimes helps, and then going back to the situation a few minutes later.
To take every moment of it and just enjoy it and love it. Even in the crazy times, sometimes I just have to put my hands up and say, I really love this, even though it's crazy and I don't know what's going on. But every day when I go home and leave here, I just feel such a sense of accomplishment, no matter how hard it was or stressful it was or how crazy they were that day. And you just have to know that you're making a difference.
Breathe. Breathe. That's the only way you're going to get through the day, is just to breathe and relax. I know you deal with the stress any way you can, but just relax, and the day will be over soon. You can start over again tomorrow. It's helpful to reflect a lot, like, oh, hey, that didn't go very well. Maybe I should try it this way tomorrow. Even if it's not so much in those terms, more of like an unconscious, subconscious kind of thing, where you're thinking of, well, maybe that wasn't a good idea. Try it this way. Because I'm still trying to figure that out, just at the beginning of the school year kind of thing, where I'm trying to decide which way to go with things and figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Laugh as much as you can, because there are so many wonderful moments that if you are wasting your time being stressed or wasting your time worrying about things, you're going to miss those moments.
I think the biggest challenge starting out in this field is just all the little everyday things that need to be accomplished that you're not taught when you go to a class and taught child development or how to teach children. A lot of little managerial kind of duties need to be completed, and so I think that's part of the challenge, is just getting organized and getting into a routine. It can be a very crazy and hectic day sometimes in the early childhood field, but there is so much that you can get from the children that it makes it all worthwhile, really. They give you so much back. So I guess I would just say, hang in there. You will get to know all the ways of dealing with children and the regulations that you need to follow, and just relax and enjoy teaching children.
It's very easy to talk ourselves out of doing self-care, because in the moment, especially when we're in any kind of caregiver capacity, it feels like our priority should be taking care of others. But it's just like when you're on the airplane and they tell you you're supposed to secure your own oxygen mask before you start helping others. That's absolutely true when you work with kids or you're in any kind of a caregiver or helping human services capacity. Because quite frankly, the capacity to help comes from you having that capacity yourself to be in a place where you're calm and where you can manage. And so feeling guilty about taking care of yourself is really not productive, and it's really not fair, because quite frankly, I think we would agree that if you were giving advice to a colleague or to a child or to one of the moms of one of the kids that you work with, you would absolutely recommend that they take care of themselves, and that in turn makes you, it helps you to have that capacity to be able to do your job the very best that you can.
Sonny, it's hot! You want to put it up?
Well, and I think just like any other thing that we do for wellness. I think sometimes we also have a tendency of, we take care of ourselves and then we feel like we've taken enough care of ourselves, and you know, I've got this now, and I don't need to do that meditation stuff or that self-care stuff because I'm good. Well, but that's exactly the point. You need to be doing it even when you don't think that you need to be doing it, because then one day you wake up and you realize that you really are kind of in that place where that you know, check engine light has turned on and the gas tank light has turned on, and now you're really in need. And it's always better to be maintaining your health than to be trying to repair after really having a tough time. What was it? My grandmother said something like, that which does not kill you makes you stronger. Probably only to a point. And I think that's an important thing to keep in mind, that actually the more tough things we experience, the more it has a potential to really kind of break us down on the inside, and in terms of our health and our emotional well-being. And so yes, that little bit of challenge is good, but if you're at the gym and you exercise to the point that you've done muscle damage, you're not going to be able to go back to the gym, right? So I think the idea that as we experience more stress, it builds the capacity to manage more stress is probably not exactly true. And I think that it's really more about, you need to be building your capacity from the standpoint of strength and having an opportunity to recharge and take care of yourself, so that when stressful moments come up, you can manage it. And then also keeping in mind that there are things that you can do to minimize the chaos in your life, just in terms of managing your time and managing your resources and energy, that can be helpful as well. So I think in terms of resiliency, thinking of it in terms of you have to be continually investing in yourself in order to have that capacity to be able to help others and to be able to teach.